Hello. In this video, we're going to show you how to actually create a VMware restore job in IBM Spectrum Protect Plus. So first, let's log into the interface. We'll do that as admin. And you get to the dashboard. And here on the screen, you'll see on the left-hand side, Hypervisor. We will expand that, and then from there, we expand the VMware section, and then from there, we click on Restore. And here is the restore screen, where we can search for specific virtual machines by name in this field. Also, we can filter it out by VM and templates or VMs themselves. And as I select one of these options, you will see the screen below change for the specific vCenter. So what I'll do is I'll actually navigate through the vCenter by clicking the link, and you can see the actual virtual machines. As I mentioned before, we can search, but in this case, I'm just going to go navigating. And here I want to actually restore the Windows 1 virtual machine. So I'll click this arrow here to expand the recovery points. So I'm going to select that particular virtual machine. And then over here on the right-hand side of the screen, I'll click this little arrow in the blue box, and that will actually add this recovery point to the shopping cart or restore list on the right. Also on the restore screen, I can actually provide options to my restore job. And what I do is click the options button, and it'll take me down to actually provide a destination for my restored virtual machine. When I do that, select the alternate, it gives me a list of the other vCenters within my environment. There I would actually determine which location I would like to restore the virtual machine. But in this case, we're going to do the original. And in doing so, it gives me the option to actually select the restore type, that being test, production, or clone. The test mode option creates temporary virtual machines for development, testing, snapshot verification, and disaster recovery verification on a scheduled, repeatable basis without affecting production environments. Test machines are kept running as long as needed to complete testing and verification. Production mode enables disaster recovery at the local site from primary storage or a remote disaster recovery site, replacing the original machine images with recover images. All configurations are carried over as part of the recovery, including names and identifiers, and all copy data jobs associated with the virtual machine continue to run. The clone mode option creates copies of virtual machines for use cases requiring permanent or long-running copies for data mining or duplication of a test environment in potentially a fenced network. Virtual machines created through clone mode are also given unique names and identifiers to avoid conflicts within your production environment. In this case, we're going to select test mode, and then what we'll do is we'll actually expand the network settings, and here you can see the options allow system to define IP configuration and use original IP configuration. In this case, we're going to use allow system to determine or define IP configuration. I also have the ability to perform some advanced options. And in this case, we can do a power on after recovery, overwrite virtual machine, continue with restore even if it fails, roll back all the changes on failure, and allow the overwrite and force cleanup of the pending old session. Those are my options for advanced. I'm going to save my selections, and that's how I do the options on my particular job. I can also manage jobs by clicking the Manage Jobs button, and it gives me the ability to give the job a specific name and run it at a particular frequency if I choose to, or schedule. Once I've completed the options and whether I wanted to manage the job, I will now click the Restore button. As you can see, the status screen gives me acknowledgement, and then the restore list is cleared. And then if I go down below, you can see that the actual job is running. Now you can see that the test mode machine has been restored and we're in a resource active status. That means that the test machine is available for use. And that is indicated below as an active clone. You see here Windows 1 test 00, that's the appending of the name as I described in the previous description of a test mode restore. And then I can actually do some actions on that particular active clone by cleanup, move to production, or clone by using vMotion to actually put it in a more permanent status in my particular environment that I chose previously. The cleanup option destroys the virtual machine and cleans up all associated resources. Since this is a temporary testing virtual machine, all data is lost when the virtual machine is destroyed. Move to production through vMotion migrates the virtual machine through vMotion to the data store and the virtual network defined as the production network. The clone action via vMotion migrates the virtual machine through vMotion to the data store and the virtual network defined as the test network. That is, a virtual machine restore for VMware. Now we'll navigate to the hypervisor. So we'll go here, hypervisor in the upper left-hand corner, and select HyperV. And you'll see here we have restore. So I select restore. The restore function within HyperV supports instant VM restore and instant disk restore scenarios, which are created automatically based on the selected source. So what I'll do here is I'll actually navigate to a specific virtual machine. And here you'll see I have 4 different virtual machines. And I'm going to select the first one, A9 VM1. So I'll expand the restore points. Now I'll select my restore point. Then I'm going to select the blue box here and I'll add it to my restore list. If I choose to remove something from the restore list, all I need to do is select the red box and it'll remove it from the list. But I'll go back and actually add it back. And then by doing so, adding something to the restore list, I have the ability to perform options on this restore by clicking the options button. And here you can see I can select the original Hyper-V host or cluster destination or an alternate location by selecting the other. And if I do so, it'll show me the actual Hyper-V servers that are available that I can restore to. In this case, I'm going to use the original. I also have the ability to select the restore type. And that's indicated here by test, production, and clone. I also have the ability to perform some advanced options by expanding this option here. That is, power on after recovery, overwrite virtual machine, continue with restore even if it fails, roll back all changes on failure, allow to overwrite and force cleanup of pending old session. Those are the advanced options that I have. I'm just going to leave the default. In this scenario, we're going to use the test restore. So after I select my options, I'm going to actually save. And then I'll go back up. And I can also manage jobs. And managing a job allows you to actually create a schedule for this particular job by giving it a name and then the frequency in which you want it to occur. In this case, we're not going to do that. So once I've selected my options and also whether I want to manage the job, now I'll select restore. And you can see here I've been notified that the job has been successfully created. Now if I scroll down, I can actually see the progress of the job. And you can see here that it is actually running. Now that the restore job has completed, you can see it says resource active. And then below you see active clones. And the A9 VM1-test00 virtual machine has been created. Now once that's completed, I can actually do some actions. And in this case, I can do cleanup or clone, migrate it. Cleanup destroys the virtual machine and cleans up all associated resources. Since this is a temporary testing virtual machine, all data is lost when the virtual machine is destroyed. Clone migrate migrates the virtual machine to the data store and virtual network defined as the test network. This is restore for Hyper-V. And here on this dashboard, you can see on the left-hand side of this dashboard, the option to do a file restore. So we select that. On the screen, you can see here that you have the option to enter the file name by exact file name, or you can enter asterisk for a wildcard, or a question mark for a specific pattern match. In this case, we're going to actually look for a file, and as you can see, I've selected it previously, license.txt. So I will select that, and what I'm going to do is actually look for this file across all virtual machines because Spectrum Protect Plus is able to do a global cataloging of all files on all virtual machines that are configured in the backup policies for all the configured hypervisors, those being VMware, or HyperV. I also have the option to actually filter by virtual machine. And what I'll do is below is actually enter a specific virtual machine that I may want to search in. But in this case, I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to just search for the file across multiple virtual machines. And you'll see below that the result set has been returned for all license.txt files on, in this case, 2 different virtual machines, Linux 1 and Linux 2, and in the specific files in their associated folders within those machines, and when they were backed up. In this case, I'm going to actually select this file here, the second one, license.txt for Linux 2 virtual machine. So what I do is I actually select the blue box with the arrow on the the left-hand side, and it'll give me all the snapshots associated with that particular backup policy for that virtual machine. I'm going to select the recovery point here, the first one, then I'll minimize that screen. And down below you can see here we have an options button to perform the specific file restore. In this case, when I click that button, you scroll down a bit and you'll have the options to overwrite existing files, restore to the original location, or restore to alternate location. And in this case, I'm going to actually do a restore to the original location, and I'm going to overwrite the existing file so we can perform that because the file was not deleted from the Linux virtual machine for demonstration purposes. So I'll save these options, and then what I do is actually click the restore button. And you can see here that operating, and in the job sessions screen below, you can see that that is actually running the restore operation. Now you see below in the resultant job sessions that the restore of the file has been completed at 100%. That is file restore.